Don't ever complain about him. Damage in. He's absolute.
Shark him. Ooh, the last word, baby.
Second place.
Guy. Shut up and do me.
In today's video, I want to discuss The Last Word, specifically on mouse and keyboard, because I feel it is criminally underrated. The weapon got a mix of both buffs and nerfs, which ultimately made it so that hipfire is the preferred method of dealing damage, which is highly advantageous because after you clean up a sniper body shot, your radar's open, so you know exactly where to aim next, so it's no surprise that I can pull off an opener like that more often than not. Now, before any of you click out of the video out of frustration, hear me out. So, The Last Word, at least on mouse and keyboard, used to be a pocket machine gun, and I would argue that I personally felt like I had the skill to make that possible on console and on controller. But I know that mouse and keyboard offers a higher skill ceiling with The Last Word, so that's where I put most of my time and effort into. However, what's changed between last season and this season is that the skill floor moved upward a lot, and the skill ceiling may be raised just a little bit. Let me explain. So I quickly whipped up this diagram to make it more clear. Pre-patch Last Word, if you're around an average skill level, you can at least see the potential of Last Word and land 4 body shots for the kill. Whereas if you're more skilled and start reaching that ceiling, you're landing non-stop 3 taps. And this is why in Rumble, because of skill-based matchmaking, if one person put on The Last Word, everybody switched to The Last Word because all of us were at the skill ceiling where we could consistently hit 3 taps. Ultimately, there was an imbalance in the risk-reward with The Last Word. For example, the reward was a 3-tap at lightning speed. But even if you messed up the 3-tap and put 4 shots in the body, you're still breaking even with the most popular weapon, the Spare Rations, a 150 RPM hand cannon. Now, in its current state, this is post-patch, The Last Word has a much higher skill floor, meaning you have to actually have a significantly better aim skill to land that lethal 3-tap. On top of that, it's no longer possible to just put 4 shots in the body to trade with the Spare Rations. Now you have to at least land 1 or 2 headshots. You might have noticed that the post-patch skill ceiling is actually higher than pre-patch, and this is because it allows for accurate hipfire. For a skilled aimer, this is a monumental advantage, one that I'm actually surprised is so slept on in this community. So let me spell it out for you. Hipfire on any weapon is highly advantageous because it will let you use the full extent of your movement speed, have your radar open, and let you use all of your field of view. Meaning that when you aim down sights, it zooms in and you get that tunnel vision effect, but since you're hip firing, you don't get any of that. And also, think about it. If your weapon zooms in, you're basically using a brand new sensitivity because of the zoom difference. Every weapon feels the same from the hip, so if you get good with Last Word, you're also good with Fighting Lion, or at least placing the grenades exactly where you want to place them. You're also good with any other weapon in Destiny 2 that has accurate hipfire. Take this background clip for example. It's not even perfect tracking, and you can already see the extra movement speed leading to my character being very difficult to hit. I get that to a lot of you this might be a tough pill to swallow, but to me, The Last Word is a weapon that will absolutely humble me. If my aim isn't on point that day, I'm just going to miss. And I'm okay with this because of skill-based matchmaking. If I have to match the same guys in Rumble who always pull the last word, causing the rest of the lobby to pull the last word, because why wouldn't you want to use a pocket machine gun with little effort if everybody else has access to it, so you at least have an opportunity to outduel your opponent, but then it usually comes down to connection more because of the fast time to kill and the burst damage and whatnot. I could go on all day. But now, if you see a last word out in the wild, they're either a skilled controller user or they're a very skilled mouse and keyboard user. Both terrifying opponents. In essence, the last word went from one of my most hated weapons to both play against and to use, even though I felt I was good with it, to one of my most favorite weapons in general, because it just straight up tells me, am I aiming good or not? And if I'm lucky enough to have that answer be, yes, I'm aiming good today, then some real magic happens, and I want more of that in Destiny 2. That's what makes me play the game day in and day out. So let me offer some advice to anyone picking up the last word, and maybe it's not exactly grooving with them. Well, my number one tip is just to get any shot practice in, so just play Rumble. Get in gunfights, don't worry about winning. You're probably going to lose maybe 20 to 50 matches in a row before you really start getting the groove of the gun, and that's okay. Once you've acquired the skill, it doesn't just go away. You don't let it go away. You keep practicing. Every other day, you get another Rumble match in and maintain that skill set. You can even use in-game subclasses, exotics, and whatnot to act as practice tools. For example, if I play Bottom Tree Striker and get a melee, it makes my stability on the weapon much better and a lot easier to control, so I can just laser out some headshots. Also, there's a Lucky Pants on any hunter, as well as the Bottom Tree Gunslinger also helping with that handling and stability. Don't take any of what I'm saying in this video as I think I'm a very, very good player and whatnot. No, not the case. I'm just very happy that there's finally a weapon in Destiny that makes me want to grind upward and get better at the game so it rewards me more. Some closing tips with the last word is maybe you should fish for the fanfire bonus on maybe the first, second, or third shot, and then once you have a couple stacks of that, that's when you can go full auto, but of course if you're mouse and keyboard, you want to keep applying that slight downward tension. Let me know in the comment section if you're motivated enough to give the last word a second attempt, and maybe even down the line trying to master it.